Okay, today we're going to be learning how to draw lips. Now to start off today I'm going to show you a little bit of an anatomical drawing just to give you some basic principles of what lips consist of. Okay, so we have the center part of the lip, which the top of it directly corresponds with the septum in the nose, and along the sides of that are two more sections of the lip, and then we have two sections on the bottom of the lip, and I'm just going to show you how to hold that all together. So first we're going to start with the septum, and like I said previously, the septum is where you're going to find a lot of the shaping in your top lip especially. Now, in this picture I'm drawing, it's Emma Watson. Her head is slightly tilted, so we're going to have to work with that. Let's see, so I got that top. Now, a lot of people come up to a point here. There's almost never a point. Most of the time that's due to makeup or just some Photoshop nonsense. Okay, so we got the top of the lip. Now, there's a section through here where our upper lip curves inward. Okay. The higher up you go towards the nose, the less harsh this curve is right here. Okay, so we've got kind of the nose in relation to the upper lip, and then you're going to come down, and in this picture that I've got an open mouth, so these lines don't actually exist. There are a bunch of shades that go over the lip. Let's see, so like I said, this curve is reflected here, and then this curve is reflected down here in the bottom of the lip. Over here, seeing as this is an open mouth, you're going to see this. Sometimes when you have a closed mouth, it's not so prominent. There's a little curvature that happens right here. And then it meets in the corner of the mouth. Mouths are generally symmetrical, depending on the person. Okay. Now, as a rule of thumb here, your mouth will almost always be about twice as wide as your nose. And the reasoning behind that is also your nose is about as wide as your eye is from one corner to the other. So let's see. Now these corners right here, you often want to put in like some sort of line to increase like how obvious it is that it is a lip, but a lot of drawing lips correctly is implied lines, and by implied lines it's just making it so that a shade creates the line and rather than an actual hard line. When you're drawing these lips, you just want to make sure that you make everything look right compared to everything else. So I see that this lip is a little bit too thick. Now, this top lip, like I was saying, is made up of three sections. This should be our first. This is the second and the third on either side, and they're almost always symmetrical. You just kind of have to figure out what each person's lip that you'll be drawing looks like before you start drawing it. Everybody has a different little tweak or quirk to their lips that is going to be different from somebody else's. Okay, next thing to know about lips. You're going to have these two larger sections in this bottom lip right here. Now, it's best not to draw anything in between here and here on either side because those are all implied lines and the shading on it will eventually make the lip stand out rather than you trying to put down lines for it. So the one thing you will have is down underneath the bottom lip, after you figure out the sizing and everything, there will be a little shadow in between the chin and the bottom lip. Okay, so there's a big lip. Now that I've shown you how to kind of figure out the shape of a lip, let's quickly go through this. I'll show you how to finish drawing it. So one more thing to note is that with the shapes on these lips, you always want to make sure to shade in a specific direction. So everything that happens on our lips goes from the inside of the mouth to the outside of the lip, and it creates these lines which create the shape that we're looking for, which is rounded, often very soft. So with the center portions right here, you want to make sure that you go kind of upward and round it around this kind of conical shape up here. And then same with around it, so we have some of this shaping happening right away. Okay, and then after you do that, you want to both go up on these right here, and slowly, gradually starts moving closer and closer to the edge of the lip, very edge of the mouth, rather. And then exactly the same style, you're going to kind of face towards the center of the lip, and as you go along, there we go. And this shading will eventually create the lips rather than any lines that you might outline your lips with. Corner of the mouth, you just kind of want to get a nice gradual haze that creates a rounded, almost like a reverse teardrop shape into the corner of the mouth, because you don't actually have a line there, and it's all based off of these little curves. It's very much like what I said in the previous tutorial about in the eye, that everything is on the human body is pretty much rounded. It's pretty hard to find a part of the body that you can say is really actually has an edge. You have it. There's just a quick drawing of some lips for you. If you have any questions for me or anything that needs clarifying, just add a comment down at the bottom or send us a note on our site, which is also going to be linked at the bottom. Thanks again for watching, and just a reminder, if you are in the LA area, I do offer private lessons, which would be a little bit more extensive, and it would be a lot easier for you to ask questions and kind of get a feel for it. Hope to see you next time, and I'll look forward to putting up more tutorials in the future.